Senator from Oklahoma.
Come to the floor today to unashamedly brag on the people of Southwest Oklahoma. It's a pretty remarkable group of folks. In the community around Lawton, Oklahoma, and all the surrounding communities there are people that serve their neighbors every day. There's a remarkable group of churches and nonprofits, ministries, federal workers, state, city, county staff and workers that are there that do a pretty amazing job of taking care of their neighbors. But this weekend is above and beyond. This weekend, Southwest Oklahoma has organized what they call Southwest Oklahoma Embrace Hope. It's a one-day on Saturday where the whole community is having neighbors serving neighbors to see what they can do to be able to help each other. Serving your neighbor is not about how much money you have or a title you hold or a certain house that you live in. Taking care of your neighbor is just basic honoring each other and finding a way to be able to love your neighbor. The vision behind the Embrace Hope event is about stepping up and saying, as individuals, we can do more if we do it together. The Embrace Hope community event in Lawton will offer Oklahomans an opportunity to access a lot of free services and some basic help. There's partners from all over the state of Oklahoma who have donated their time, their services, their finances to be able to help those in need all over Southwest Oklahoma, all in one place, all at one time. If someone needs housing, shelter, information or referral, food, there'll be folks there that'll be able to help them. There'll be agencies that'll be there to be able to talk about long-term needs and people there meeting short-term needs. If someone needs a job, there'll be folks there that'll show them opportunities for hiring. If someone needs to just get their resume together so they can get a job, there'll be folks there to be able to take a picture so they can use it with their resume. In fact, if folks need a suit to be able to wear to the interview, there'll be folks there to be able to help them get a suit so they can do that to be able to prepare themselves for a job. There'll be health services there, scheduling an appointment with a local health center, but also ways to get dental services, optometry, pregnancy resources, or even a breast exam if that's needed there. There'll be folks there that'll be able to give them a haircut if they need to be able to get a haircut and haven't been able to get access to that. There'll be folks there that are mental health professionals and counselors, just to be able to interact with folks that may struggle with substance abuse or just dealing with the stress of life. There'll be folks there that can help them with legal assistance. You see, this is communities coming together, ministries, churches, organizations, government entities, all coming into one place at one time to be able to help. There's a lot of needs in the area. In fact, in Oklahoma, according to DHS statistics, just from this last year, we had 78,000 plus households that needed winter heating assistance in our state. More than 378,000 Oklahomans receive food benefits like the Supplemental Nutrition Program. These are federal resources and federal programs, and as a member of Congress, we work together to be able to help in whatever way that we can to be able to help those in greatest needs be lifted out of poverty and to be able to walk through some of their low points in life. But a government check or a check-in with a federal entity is no substitute for a neighbor helping a neighbor. When you're at your low point of life, a check is helpful to be able to help you get through a hard time, but you need a person, you need a mentor, you need a friend, you need a neighbor. The Embrace Hope event is all about that. It's neighbors helping each other to be able to walk through this process. But it's also opportunities for people that live in Southwest Oklahoma, not just to help someone one day, but to also understand we could do this throughout the course of the year. Because there are lots of folks that say, I want to be able to help. They just don't know where to go to be able to help their neighbors. They might help the folks that are right around them. They may help people in a small group at their church. They might have family members that they help, but they say, I want to be able to do more. Well, the Embrace Hope event allows volunteers by the hundreds that have signed up to be able to serve their neighbor in one day, but also to kind of take a test drive a bunch of other ministries and nonprofits in the area and say, what do you do? I can help you one day to be able to help people, but maybe I can plug in and help you at other times. It also allows those nonprofits and ministries to be able to reach out to a whole pool of people that maybe aren't involved all the time and to say, if you enjoyed helping your neighbor that day, why don't you come work with us the rest of the year? It's a way for them to be able to meet each other. Quite frankly, it's for us a way to be able to build a stronger state, a stronger community, and stronger connections with our neighbors. that we don't just default by saying, hey, they get help from the government, so that's probably all they need, when we know in our heart it's not. They need help from somebody local. They need a friend. And they need somebody that can look them in the face and to say, how can we help? That's Embrace Hope. Now, there have been hundreds of people that have volunteered already. And as it's preparing for this Saturday, which will probably be a cold and wet day, a perfect day to help people in need, as we get together on this Saturday, with all the volunteers and all the folks, there will be one person that will be in the background that the whole event will circle around, but a lot of folks won't know it. Her name's Brenda Spencer-Ragland. She's the lead event coordinator for Embrace Hope, and I can't even imagine how many hundreds of hours that she's put in behind the scenes to be able to bring this to a reality. Her title is event coordinator, but that title doesn't even remotely do justice for the work that she's done to bring Embrace Hope into a reality. She's one of those incredible individuals that everyone wishes lived around them, but Southwest Oklahoma actually has her. She has a servant's heart and a servant's attitude. It's who she is, quite frankly, more than just what she does. Brenda served our nation as a civilian with the United States Army for 32 years before assuming her current role. She was the director of Family Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Programs at the post at Fort Sill in Lawton. Her title was kind of a fancy way of saying that she took care of military families in whatever way she possibly could, and she did it well. Those who served us, she loved serving them. And on her retirement, she grieved because she loved serving those folks at the post. Now, after serving, dealing with morale at Fort Sill, and after serving also as the housing director there at Fort Sill, she's found a new way: Embrace Hope. She's built around that same mission. She came to Oklahoma City and she saw an event called Love OKC, which was something very similar to this. She brought a whole group of volunteers to be able to come take a look at what was happening in Oklahoma City in the remarkable Love OKC event that has happened 7 years in a row. And she took that vision back to Southwest Oklahoma and created Embrace Hope. Meeting after meeting, donor after donor, long night after long night of organizing. It's about to happen. So Brenda, to the folks in Lawton that don't know you, they should. Because if they did, they would give you a warm hug and a very grateful thank you for blessing so many people. Thanks for answering the call to serve your friends and neighbors, stepping up when you saw a need, and tirelessly giving back to Southwest Oklahoma, the community that you love. It's an honor to call you a friend and a neighbor, and I look forward to serving alongside you this weekend in Embrace Hope, doing whatever you need me to do to help us as we love our neighbors together. God bless you. I look forward to seeing you there, Brenda, and I'd love getting a chance to be able to brag about what's happening in the great Southwest Oklahoma. With that, I yield the floor.